Week 10 is here, John Daigle. Congratulations for making it to the double-digit weeks. Barely. We barely made it, but the people still need help with their fantasy rosters, Daigle. Here are the moves they need to make in Week 10, served by Applebee's. Let's start off with the drop list. Le'Veon Bell is the name I have written down. There was some hope. There was some hype with him in the best offense in the NFL, in the Kansas City Chiefs, but the opportunity just hasn't been there, Daigle.
It is very clear that Bell has become nothing more than a reserve as he's stuck in running back purgatory with the Chiefs. He's not the third down back because Darrell Still Dementor Williams is a superior pass blocker. And he's not the primary workhorse because that's still Edwards-Hilaire's role. So what's happened is that Bell has been stuck to early down carries, and that's not his forte. He had two 16-yard runs in his debut, but since that time, his longest gain has been 4 yards. So if you want a backup just in case Edwards-Hilaire gets hurt, sure. Otherwise, you can part ways with him.
Yeah, neither back has really gotten that much volume. I mean, 26 touches for CEH over the last 3 games, just 20 for Le'Veon Bell. And we need to remember that in 2 of those games, the Chiefs basically won by 21 points, something like that. So those are prime, outstanding, positive game script affairs, and neither back has gotten there really in those moments. All right, next up, the ad. Duke Johnson, who might finally see lead back opportunity with the Houston Texans?
I'm assuming it's pending David Johnson's health after he goes through the league's protocol. But either way, he left after 7 snaps, and then Duke Johnson came on the field and handled 52 of 64 snaps the rest of the way and got 100% of the team's backfield carries, despite the fact that Buddy Howell was active for the game. So if David Johnson's out, we're looking at a potential top 10 option, as he's shown that talent time and time again when he gets the opportunity with Duke, but also a high floor because he's the pass catching back in what will likely be, let's be honest, negative game script for the Texans against the Browns.
This is something that football Twitter has been clamoring for years and years, Daigle, for Duke Johnson to finally get feature back workload, and I'm crossing my fingers that we all finally get it. All right, so we did the drop, we did the ad, now it's time for the deep cut. Alden Tate, who opened the season as the 4th or 5th wide receiver for the Cincinnati Bengals, but every time he's gotten an opportunity, he's made the most of it.
Auden Tate having a season-high 33 snaps and 7 targets before Cincinnati's bye was not a fluke. OC Brian Callahan came out and said that was the plan. They want to get him more involved out of the bye. And so what I think is going to happen is he's actually going to eat into A.J. Green's target share here. So for deeper leagues, if we need a wide receiver 3 or 4 down the stretch, there's no better option to look to than a guy who's playing on an offense that is averaging a league high in dropbacks per game. So I think he'll be sustainable as that wide receiver option down the stretch.
Those were the moves you need to make here in Week 10. If you want more, going over and check out Daigle's Waiver Wire column. It's on the front of the site. We did a full 20-minute episode on the Rotoworld Football Podcast. But again, make these moves, and it's always served by Applebee's.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.